So whether we like it or not, whether we realize it or not, every day we are all being judged on the basis of our warmth and competence. And despite the remarkable gift we've all been given with the ability to accurately judge the intentions and abilities of others, we are equally cursed with blinders and an inability to see how we're coming across to others. Here's a story to give you an example. When the Great Recession hit in 2008, many companies went into survival mode, cutting costs, laying off employees, doing whatever they had to survive. One such company was a B2B supplier of industrial products to the healthcare industry in the Midwest. Like other companies, they cut costs and laid off employees. But being a public company, they went several steps further. In an effort to preserve as much shareholder value as possible, they raised prices on some of their products. They reduced customer service levels, increased the size of sales rep territories, and even canceled some unprofitable customer contracts. And as a result, despite that their revenue in 2009 went down by 25%, their profits went down by only 15%. And as you might expect, Wall Street was elated, held this company out as a model of financial discipline and shareholder value maximization. Their stock price went up to nearly a pre-recession high. But unfortunately, the adulation was short-lived. By early 2010, the company's revenue had started to fall, and a new CEO was brought in to turn things around. And the first question he asked, he said, I can see that we've lost revenue thanks to the recession, but why is it in the years prior to that we lost $1 billion in revenue to customers to competitors? Why did we lose those accounts? And no one could give him a satisfactory answer, and so he called our firm to help get to the bottom of the situation. We came in and sat down and started to talk to accounts that they had recently won, lost, retained, or unsuccessfully bid, both the customers and the account managers that had handled those, and asked them how they perceived this organization from a warmth and competence standpoint and what had happened and why. And this was a company that was very proud of their reputation, were seen as a leader in their industry, but there's no way to put it other than to say that the feedback was brutal. Customers said things like, we did business with this company for decades and they abandoned us in our time of greatest need. Employees had said, I was laid off by telephone to get me off of the payroll as quickly as possible with not so much as a thank you. In fact, even one recently won customer, the best that they could say is not only do they have a major customer retention problem, they've got a major employee engagement problem. This company was no longer seen as the most trusted and respected in their industry. The best that customers could muster for them is they do okay for a faceless monolith. That's what they had become, a faceless monolith. And we brought this message back to the management team. And initially, they couldn't believe it. They said, you've got to be wrong. You've got to do more interviews, do more analysis. You don't understand. We're the most respected in our company, in our industry. We did that, and the answer became more and more refutable. All they had done to preserve that shareholder value was lost thousands of customers, hundreds of employees, $1 billion in accounts to competitors, and a reputation that had taken them decades to build. How could they have missed this? They said, what did we do wrong? We just did what Wall Street asked us to do. We just did what other companies were doing. The point was the message they were sending to their customers and employees is that all they cared about was the bottom line. They could not be trusted to look out for the best interests of customers and employees, and as a result, they could not be trusted to handle their account. It's a huge blind spot. An awful lot of what we've been taught and trained in our career is fundamentally at odds with what it takes for people to trust one another. A lot of the things that we've taken for granted, whether they were price increases or policies or return policies or you name it, have sent the message to our customers that we can't be trusted. And we're being held accountable in a way like never before, whether it's a bad employer experience or a bad customer experience.